Uh, Go on, have a seat. I'll join you in a minute. In a moment. I returned his smile and sat down, stomach rumbling as I looked at her plates. Just as promised, Michael had prepared a delightful bowl of salad. Fresh lettuce, cherry tomatoes, minced carrots, and onions. I could see bits of homemade croutons added into the mix, too. Oh, God. Freaking love croutons. It was quick and simple, but I could tell he put a lot of effort into it. I couldn't wait to dig in. Oh, imagine if they were garlic croutons. Poppy, you'd be all over that, wouldn't you? Michael sat down a steaming mug beside me before settling into his own seat. Peeking above the rim, I could see his small flowers floating about, tinting the water yellow. It faintly smelled of apples. I recognized the yellow dried pellets on tea packaging I've seen before. Oh, chamomile? Oh, I love chamomile. Garlic bread. Yes. We nodded. Oh, I gotta stop talking about food. I'm still hungry. uh, I hope you like it. I'm sure I will. His smile widened, his tail swaying at the tip of by his feet. He seemed more relaxed, showing his natural features this morning. Any trace of panic and hesitation from last night were gone, replaced by a look of contentment. If only he could bake garlic, but he probably could. He probably could, Poppy. Michael bit into his toast, and I followed suit. The food was as delicious as I expected. One forkful of the salad had me sighing in delight, this taste and textures mingling on my tongue. I could tell these were fresh, and nothing beats fresh ingredients straight out of the garden. That's a fact. Michael was happy to eat in silence, occasionally looking up at me as I enjoyed my food. He'd smile when our eyes met, his bottom pair narrowing into a happy squint. Bread. I wonder if he'd be open to some questions. Hey, hmm? Do you mind if I ask? Yeah. How did you learn how to cook? I'm a bad influence. I'm making you sing for fiction. Hey, at least I'm steering you in a more wholesome direction than what I've seen. I just except for Damien. Damien wasn't a good example. Cottage pie is a pretty complicated recipe. I just wonder if anyone taught you how to cook. Couldn't be me. I sing for fictional women. Why not both? You're literally playing Bond originals. Yeah, details. You know, I just wonder if anyone taught you how to cook. I'd be lucky if someone could teach me how to make boiled eggs, Firefly. But it was trial and error mostly. My early year endeavors were uh, pretty much inedible. I picked up a thing or two about cooking those, so your taste buds aren't going to fall victim to any nasty creations like in my early days, at least. Speaking of, did you enjoy dinner last night? BRB, I need to call in sick. I'm sorry, Purr. Sorry you feel sick. Hope you feel better. Amateurs try fictional, non-gender specific people. Yeah, right. Speaking of which, did you enjoy dinner last night? Of course I did. You're a really good cook, Michael. I'm glad. It probably wasn't obvious, but I'm really happy I got to cook for you. I don't get guests often, in case you couldn't tell. I should ask you to cook for me every day then. He grinned at my joke, looking pleased. I'd be happy to. I chuckled as I took another bite. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? He lit up at the question. Fried mushrooms. Yeah. I mean, Some fried mushrooms are good, I guess, sometimes. Fried mushrooms. Yeah, there's plenty to find and it's easy to make. Wait. Is that not considered cannibalism? I thought for real he would say Oreos. Oh, I- do you do you even cook? You don't even cook Oreos. Yeah, there's plenty to find and it's easy to make. Oh, I do remember finding a patch of mushrooms yesterday. They smelled pretty funky though. You remember that? Hmm? What was that? Nothing. Anyways, mushrooms were the only thing I had for a while before figuring out I could eat other stuff like roots and veggies. Do you forage all your ingredients? All done. Good job, Purr. Now take care of yourself. Get some rest. And fictional animals. Uh, let's not get into that. I just just got done saying I'm not a zoophile or for 6 a.m. I'm all cozy in bed. Oh no. Good. Hope my cozy little stream here can help a little with that. I ain't no fairy. Yeah, I may be a birdman, but do you see any feathers here? Much less any fur. Mostly. The times I figured out how to catch fish and hunt game were the best of my life, I'll tell you that. Mm. My first taste of meat, he did an awkward version of a chef's kiss as if mimicking something he saw on television once. I don't know. Fictional. No, no fictional animals. No. I'm calling us. No, Boris. You should make Michael play that PS4 game from SpongeBob. Or it was like Shoots and Ladders, but it was like something eels, something like that. Shoot, eels and escalators or something like that. You guys need to stop being funny and burning my toast. Oh no, don't bring it. Is it garlic toast? Be real with me, Poppy. Is it garlic toast? He didn't know for sure. Mamma mia. Was he trying to say Mamma mia? He continued before I could even dwell on it for a second longer. But nothing beats what you humans are able to make. Me, at least I'm not burning gold bread. You guys go nuts with ingredients. Rice was a challenge. It's a precious ingredient since I have to actually get some from the store, but once I figured out how to make it nice and fluffy, I consider it a special treat. I did a double take. You go to the store? This character on screen is very cute. His name is Michael, and he's a cutie who lives in the woods by himself. He's very lonely, but he won't admit it. And he's a mushroom cat, bird, man thing. Yeah, we're still not entirely sure. Yeah, where else would I get it? I thought you would grow it yourself or something. Does he need a excuse you, her? What happened to you simping for women? I called dibs. Get in line, exactly. You can have him maybe every other Tuesday. We'll have to work something out. He laughed as I flushed in embarrassment. It's flattering that you think I'm even capable of something that impressive, but no. There's only so much the forest can provide. But what about money? We're talking about human currency, right? Otherwise, how would you even. Do you actually have a job? A thought occurred to me. Or, or did you steal it? I call dibs on Saturdays and Sundays. Yep. Poppy's got the weekends. He almost looked offended. Do you take me for a criminal? No, maybe. But that would mean. Then. How? Michael bit into his toast, his two eyes winking in mischief. I have my ways, Firefly. What's that supposed to mean? Don't be vague with me. Criminally cute. Yeah, how do you have plumbing in your house? I know it's a silly question, but I can't stop thinking about it. Oh, you were wondering about that? The embarrassed look on my face was probably enough of an answer. Aw. Well, it's nothing fascinating. It's just rainwater I've got stored above the cabin. Just rainwater? Knock, knock. It's the pretty police. He nodded. I detected a hint of pride as he continued. It's actually a recent installment, believe it or not. Granted, the project took a while, gathering materials, figuring out the tools, finding the right instruction manuals. Plus, I had to figure out where to store the water tank. And don't worry, I installed a filtration system so it's safe for us to use. I check in every few weeks to make sure nothing's contaminated. That sounded daunting, especially considering you lived all the way out here in the woods. You did all that on your own? Plot twist on here for me. Hey, Poppy. Remember? Remember the rule. No simping. Only for fictional men. Unless you count me as fictional, but then I guess. Wait, no, I retract that statement. Michael might be a nerd. He is a nerd. He's absolutely a nerd. You coming with me to the precinct? Oh, only if you can catch me. Bahaha. You did all that on your own. I kinda had to. Anyway, it took a whole lot of calibrating and adjusting, but it really worked out. And now that I think about it, I'm glad you get to be comfortable here during your stay, too. Does that answer your question? What kind of stream is this? What's deal? No simping. I said only for fictional characters. We can still simp here, just controlled simping. Yeah, where'd you learn how to do all that anyway? I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. There was a faint hint of exhaustion in his eyes. Yeah, I didn't respect my boundaries, but I got my eyes on you. All right, fair. There was a faint hint of exhaustion in his eyes. You just cried in the corner. But to answer your question, I go to libraries a lot. It's where I learned about a majority of things. The fact that I even ventured into buildings at all already surprised me. And if I'm really lucky, they have all these neat DIYs and workshop manuals that are archived for anyone to browse through. It took a while to figure everything out. A really long time, actually. But hey, I had nothing but time. And it paid off. I'm considering upgrading the toilet next, but for now, the composting setup works fine. Learned about that in an old camping guide. Ooh. Did you want to link to the Discord? Oh, yeah. We don't have a fancy schmancy link yet. Snow said that we'd work on it. Thank you, Poppy. Uh, I'm rambling, but that's how I did it. Is there anything else you want to ask? Mm, yeah, wait, you've been to libraries? I copy pasted the link. Snow son. Yeah, smart. Thank you, Poppy. His ears perked up, posture straightening. Oh, yeah. I can't tell you enough how much books have helped me. I've made it this far only because I quickly figured out how to read. Well, figured out that I can read. Do you visit often? In my early days, any chance I could get. Nowadays, I stick to my side of the forest, though. Gotta make sure people don't wander too far off than they're meant to. I paused in my chewing at the teasing note in his tone. Hey, I'm joking. I'll accept getting to marry Michael in return. Yo, okay. I mean, they allow that in some countries. I'm joking. Anyways, if you're wondering what I do about this, he gestured towards his face. I just have to make sure everything's covered. You'd be surprised how little people pay attention to me when I bundle up just right. Do people not give you trouble? He shrugged nonchalantly. Small town libraries are usually so empty from my experience, and people just mind their own business there. Oh, I guess that's true. Rules are for amateurs. Don't break the law, kids. Don't be like Poppy. No. I can't remember the last time I visited a library. I guess libraries would be Michael's equivalent to the World Wide Web. I should introduce him to the internet sometime. No. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, that's more like not without parental controls. Yeah. Finally satisfied, I nodded and went back to eating my food. All right. What's it like living in the woods? Still can't believe how cozy you managed to make it considering the whole middle of nowhere thing. Somebody get this man a YouTube account. I know, right? Library date. Yes! Let's take him to the library. Bitches love libraries. It wasn't like this when I found it. No. It was a major fixer-upper, so the cabin was abandoned. I never would have guessed. Yeah, I'm really happy I get to live somewhere permanent for once. It's still not much, but it's home. What's it like? Peaceful, quiet. I do like it a lot. The forest provides me with everything I need. You can take him to the library, but I'm taking him to the aquarium. Considering he's part cat, part bird, I don't see that being a particularly good idea, but go off. He's gonna look at all the jellyfish. So you have a permanent place to live in my heart. Oh, that's right, Poppy. The forest, and pretty soon he's gonna live free of rent or rent free. Yeah. He's gonna live rent free in my mind. The forest provides me with everything I need. And nobody bothers me for the way I look out here. His ears twitched slightly. Sometimes you just happen to end up where it's most convenient for you and everyone else. The way he avoided my eyes as he said that gave me the impression there's something more to it. One second. The island gives us what we need, and no one leaves. What? Sounds so familiar. What is that from? Like his home wasn't just out of convenience, but a fear of something else. Moana. Oh, why does that? Why did that sound so ominous? I thought it was from like a horror movie or something. Oh, geez, my mind is tainted. Like his home wasn't just out of fear or something, rejection perhaps, or something worse. Probably both. I want to scrunkle his ears. I know, I just want to pet them. Anyways, I also want to ruffle his hair. I don't really have anything else to say about it, unless there's something specific you want to ask. He doesn't think about his answer much before beaming at me. What about you? I know you told me a little bit about yourself, but what's it like being you? Uh, it's it's kind of lame actually. Not gonna lie. I scoffed, waving a hand. Please, I'm the least interesting person in this room. Trust me. Yeah, trust me. Look at that smile. I know. His eyes were shining in earnest as he leaned forward. Tell me anyway. Oh, well, I told him about my life, at least the parts I was comfortable with sharing. Just like last night, his eyes didn't leave my face, occasionally darting about my features and interest. The direct ogling was making me nervous, but I suppose I was doing the exact same thing when it was his turn to talk. Being like me? You mean being head over heels for me? Yes, it's torture. Eventually, I came to the topic of my job and the woes of living in modern capitalism. Yeah, modern capitalism. Late stage capitalism, folks. I am a bit jealous. You have the whole cottagecore aesthetic practically perfect. He looks very watercolorable. I mean, honestly, I'm sure this is like there's some sort of watercolor effect on him if he wasn't completely like watercolor. I don't know, actually. I'd have to ask the creator. Uh, his face morphed into a confused cottage. Or reject modernity. Embrace mushroom boy. Yes, I explained it to him in my own words. So you see, cottagecore is where you you love cottages and your whole life revolves around living in a cottage with flowers and like growing your own produce and uh, I don't know, you like crochet or some shit. I, how's my explanation? Mushrooms. Oh, you're saying you want to live the way I do? Out in the woods? I nodded without hesitation. Abso-freaking-lutely. Cottagecore is the type of men I'm into. I mean, I wouldn't mind showing you the ropes. His tone seemed strangely wilted. What do you mean? Hmm? Never mind. No. Anyways, I don't get what the appeal is, but it's not easy either, you know? The forest provides, but it's up to me to make use of it. You pulled off the what the hell? He's blushing. Yeah, he was absolutely blushing. The forest provides both something unique. So it starting out was a dark look crossed over his face, then as if reliving a bitter memory. Lost. But I'm built for survival. I feel like asking him to elaborate, or I feel like asking him to elaborate would make things awkward. I was hoping he would ignore this. Yes, Poppy, quit calling me out. I decided to veer the topic into a different direction. Doesn't it get lonely? Sometimes, but I'm used to it. Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. Swear I can feel Cupid shooting arrows through my heart. Stop. His smile. He smiled, his eyes lighting up. Besides, I have you at the moment, don't I? Oh, it's such a beauty. I never thought I'd enjoy having someone around. You must be really special. Stop. Stop. Ups uses it. Hanging now, but Ups uses handguns now. What? I'm starting to know a lot more about Michael. He didn't directly say it, but it felt like he was lonelier than he was letting on. Ups using handguns. You had a minor stroke typing that. I mean, I'm going to be a little honest. I'm a little confused, but it's okay. Like he was younger than he was letting on. Not to mention how he managed to make a home for himself all on his own. I had to wonder if he had anyone at all. Do you have any family around? Family? His expression turned solemn for a moment before he looked sheepish. Remind me how that works again? You got me fumbling for real, yeah. I get the concept based on some books I've read. I don't have what you call parents, if that's what you're asking. My mouth dropped open in shock. No parents? He shrugged and took another bite of toast. Not that I recall. Then what's that like, living with so many people like you in such close proximity? Hey, you cut me off again. Stop that, mister. Huh? That's how it works, right? You and other humans living in one house. And you have this Dina thing that makes you relate to the rest. That's what makes a family, right? Was he talking about DNA? His definition threw me off, but I had to answer somehow. Not just that. Family is people you're related to, like your mom and your dad and your siblings and relatives, people that you love and care about, who love you and care about you too. Actually, I guess they are just people you live with in close proximity to, whether by choice or not. I personally lean more towards the center one. People that love and care about you, who love and care about you too. And that's what makes real family, anyway. He seemed intrigued. I feel like option two will have him consider us family. I know. Yeah. He seemed intrigued. Is that so? That does sound nice. Family is chosen for real. You. Is there anyone that you love and care about? Now that you mention it. Oh, there's no Michael option. um, of course I do. I have a family. Yeah. Um, you, Michael. You. God dang it. Yeah, I love my friends. Your friends can be considered family too. Yeah, I don't see why we have to be related to be family. I even consider my cat family. Oh, and this is the same for all families? I bet my lip pondering the question. Creators on give the people what they want. Yes, for real. It would be naive to think that. A lot of families do love and take care of one another, but not everything's perfect. Sometimes that love can be misplaced or taken advantage of or even abused. Michael looked thoughtful. So it starts with love. I've read some stories about that. Love, I mean. Though certain feelings just don't make sense to me, at least from a reader's perspective. I guess you'd have to experience it for yourself to understand. He stared at me unblinking for a moment. Yeah, you might be right. Michael body pillows. Exactly. Oh my god, I would snuggle the bejesus out of that. Oh, he's so freaking cute. I just want to. I want to squeeze him. I wonder if he has a. Oh, let's see. Wait, what is it? Something. Kai. Also, look at that blush, guys. Look at that blush. She's so cute. I never considered that. Then again, who would bother loving a monster like me, huh? Oh, character area. Oh, yeah. I forgot that that was a thing. Still don't really know what that is. uh, I would exactly. I would love a monster like you. I mean, what? What? You're not a monster. I look like one, don't I? That's besides the point. You're not denying it, though. You listen here. You listen here, you little shit. You're going to take my love and you're going to accept it. And you will like it because you need it. You need affection. You have so much in store. Oh boy. It's okay. You don't have to lie to me. So, family. Right. To be fair, everyone's definition of family could be different. What about you? What's your definition of family? Michael looked surprised. I asked him that question. I don't know. I've never had one, and I think your answer just confused me more. Yeah, that tracks. It's love that didn't take it. Well, if you ever figure it out, let me know. Michael stared at the remaining crumbs on his plate before he nodded, avoiding my gaze. Sure. Mm. We both felt quiet, the lull in conversation blanketing us in a comfortable silence. All this family talk, it reminded me of the reason why I am out here in the first place. To look for my beloved cat, a sight I might never be able to see again. I couldn't help the sinking feeling in my chest, the growing pit in my stomach. I wish I was able to find Oreo. You would have loved her. Michael opened his mouth to say something, but changed his mind. My voice warbled as a lump formed in my throat. Sorry. I just miss her so much. I keep thinking if I just went looking for her sooner, maybe I would have been able to find her by now. Oh, yeah, she was delicious. Wait, what? What? Damn it, Michael. Could you? He was quick to speak up. You did your best, Firefly. No one else could have gone to the lengths that you did. You almost risked getting yourself. I'm sure wherever she is, she's doing okay. You really think so? I know so. Michael. His voice was laced with a confident assurance despite the worried look on his face. I nodded with a quiet sniff. I hope so. She's just important to me, is all. Michael looked like he wanted to reach across the table for me, but sighed instead. Actually, yeah, she's real happy in my tum-tums. No. Ah, I'm sorry, Looney. Oh, is he gonna spill the beans? Is he gonna tell me? I should tell you. Oh my god, guys. Um, maybe I do have family, now that I think about it. Michael. Yeah, I mean, going for a second there. That was the surprise I mentioned before. Wait, really? Dang it. He nodded. Are you done? I could take you to go meet them right now. I looked down at my plate. During the conversation, I didn't even realize I'd finished the meal. Yeah, I'm done. His movements were quick, stacking our empty plates and mugs and setting them in the sink. He grasped my hand before I could say another word, pulling me up and heading outside with me in tow.